everybody. You've caught us doing some gardening today. We are planting these milk buckets with some flowers we purchased, and we're putting them on a recycled piece of metal we found on the property up near the street, and another one up near the well. So here's what we're doing. Hang on. Tim, you want to tell them what else we've been up to? Weed eating and...
Oh yeah, we bought a Cub Cadet push behind weed trimmer, and that has made a tremendous difference on the property. We can mow up to a certain point, and then we had to edge with the trimmer, so we finally got one of those this week, and we both worked on it and really cleared back some of the dandelions. Some of the dandelions here are over 2 feet in length, the stems are. So
monstrous.
So we got it looking pretty decent.
When it greened up here after the snow, boy, did it green up. It's like a jungle. I would have never thought that it would be so green and lush after all that snow. So this has really been an education for us.
We bought the home and moved in December, and all the leaves were gone from the trees. We could get binoculars and look back into the woods at least a couple 100 feet. And when it snowed, you could see, I mean, it brought everything vividly up to the point to where you could see a good distance back into the woods. And now that everything's greened up, you can only see the beginning of the woods. I would have had no idea that it would green up this lush.
It's beautiful. We'll take you around and show you the yard now that it's not full of snow, and show you what it looks like in the summertime, springtime. Another thing we did just yesterday was that we went to the Fish and Game Club. You know, we love to fish, and so they invited us over to meet them and everything, and so we did that and had a great evening doing that. It was really fun to meet the folks. There was one couple there that were trappers and hunters, and they had all kind of photos they shared with us of things they'd caught and fish they'd caught, and it was really cool. A really cool experience. So there's one, and done. It's starting to rain. The plants we have, we got some stuff I've never heard of, but it sure is pretty. I imagine there's different plants that do well down here than what we're used to in the South. But this is called a mocha drop, and it's nowhere near mocha. It's as pink as it can be, so I don't know what that's about, but they're beautiful, pretty. I need my helper back.
I'll be right back.
Oh, I do have a story. We heard about that for 4th of July, and this weekend too, there's a band called the McGill's Band playing in town. And they say, bring your chairs for a good time, family friendly type stuff. And so I looked them up because I'm like, what's a McGill's? What is that? And it is a you know, when I thought of the word band, I thought like kind of a rock band or even, I don't know, just a band. But it is a concert type band. Like these folks went to high school here and learned how to play the instruments and kept playing them and got good at them or something. But it is like an orchestra kind of band. And they have on like uniform or outfits, and so we're gonna go to that and see what they play. So I just messed up my plant, and that's what I get for running my mouth. I keep forgetting about the handle. It's kind of got to be in the middle. All right, we're gonna try it again. But anyway, if we go to the band, go see them one day, we will take you with us and share that with you. It looks really sweet. Different, not what I was thinking. Planting and replanting isn't the best. Oh shoot, I did it again. How did I do it again? Okay, there we go. There, okay, we got it now. We got it now. We have this pot hanging from a metal angle iron type stuff, and so the handle needs to be in the middle. Since I've planted it, unplanted it like 3 times, might not be the best. Oh well, what are you gonna do?
It'll do just fine. We got these stainless steel buckets, and they're like buckets that you'd use to milk a cow. We got them at the Amish store, and they're only like $5 a piece,
Yeah.
which is
Pretty good.
really reasonable, I thought.
Okay, here's another one. I'm gonna try to remember the handle this time. We are definitely enjoying the weather. Some of our friends are in the Carolinas and they're in a heat wave. So, no heat wave here, which is really nice. The
I can
rain's
stand a
picking up.
little bit more warmth
Poor
because
Tim,
I'm
he's chilly.
cold-natured.
Poor Tim, he's chilly.
Well, the garden won't have to be watered today. It's raining.
You see me do it again. Well, somehow, I planted a bunch of plants in those and only one kind of plant in this one. Well, it's really raining. Here it comes. All right, let's go hang some plants. So here we are at the top of the driveway, and this little box we found on the property, Tim fixed it up so it was more of a sturdier box, and that is where we put our trash for the trash folks on Tuesday. So anyway, that was cool. That's another of our repurposed projects, and you can see on down the driveway there, it is lush and green. Hard to even see the house. Over here to the way left is the front of the yard there by the road, and there's our dirt pile down there that we had delivered for the raised garden beds. So we still got a good bit of that left. That's nice. Listen to the birds. They are always here with us. We love it. So we'll walk on down the driveway, see what we see. All right, here we are. We walked down the driveway just a little bit. Now we can see the house and the yard there. We got some really interesting plants here that have volunteered and grown. This little thing, it looks kind of like ivy. It's variegated, light green and white. It's not ivy, it's a ground cover of some sort, but boy, it's pretty. Well, here's our bucket project all finished up. We had to run in because of the rain, but we got it finished. And it's out here at the well in the front of the yard. So hopefully they'll grow up real pretty out here for us. And that iron there, that's their frame we found on the property. At the way front of the house, at the steps there, there's some peony bushes. We didn't know what they were. They were coming up just after the snow melted, and they've certainly grown a lot. Had to look them up. I never heard of them or knew what they were anyway, but they're beautiful things when they grow, and they got lots of buds on them. They're ready. Here's the buds. We looked them up, or I looked them up, and they go from looking like this, they're really hard, to a marshmallow kind of consistency, and then they open on up, and they look really similar to a rose, a really pretty rose. So that'll be neat to watch that happen.
The heat index in North Carolina being in the hundreds, I almost hate to tell you that the high today here was 64. Looks a whole lot different than it did last year when all that snow was on the ground.
Hey, here we are at the side entrance to the house on the deck, and I wanted to show you this. We found this metal, I don't know, half of something. Somebody cut it in half, and we found it in the woods here. We brought it up, and Tim drilled some holes in the bottom so it would drain, and we turned it into a planter here at our door. But I wanted to show you, these are some rocks. So in Ajijic, that's Mexico, where we lived in Mexico, I started painting rocks for whatever reason, and so I got some of my painted rocks out here, and I got some other ones in the raised garden beds down there too, but it's pretty sweet. It's a part of Mexico right here on the deck. So anyway, So here's the side of the garage, and we planted sunflowers here, and they're starting to come up. We also planted a few onions, which we used the baby onions with our dinner tonight, so that was really good. Anyway, hopefully this will be full of sunflowers. Okay, so here we are. Here is the backyard with no snow and all the green trees and shrubs and everything. It's been amazing to watch it all change, and so quickly. Last night.
Muffin is staking a couple of the tomato plants that have gotten pretty good size. If you can see the flagging tape or the streamers that are hanging from the limbs and hanging from the fencing, that's what I use to keep the birds and the critters out. The least bit of wind makes them flutter, and that helps keep the birds away. Kind of acts like a scarecrow. I've got a shiny lid tied on the end of that string, and then I got some flagging tape also.
So I'm tying the straw on to hold it. He's just bent over. I'm gonna have to get him a cage. Just looking to see if we can see some growth with our beans and our cucumbers. There's a little bit of stuff growing right there near the pole, and those were pole beans. If that's them, it might just be some really pretty blades of grass. That's hard to say. So down here are our morning glories coming up. We're hoping that they grow and come all the way up the pollinator garden. We'll see. So just to give you a rundown of everything we have planted, in the far bed down there we have sweet potatoes and russet potatoes, and they're doing super. This is the second most popular potato state, second to Idaho. And then in the next bed we have some onions and tomato plants, and they're doing okay. The tomato plants are doing good. Then this bed, that's the third bed, I guess, from the other side, is full of peppers. Green peppers, banana peppers, jalapenos, Anaheim. It also has some basil and radishes. And this closest bed to us is got lots of tomatoes in there. This was our last planted bed. We brought our tomatoes out. We're hoping they're gonna do good.
And there are a few beets scattered here and there.
There are beets. So anyway, that's a rundown of what we have, and What we have at the bean trellis are bush beans, half runners, and cucumbers.
This little section of dirt that you see was a pretty good divot coming off the bank here in the back of the house, and it just kind of dropped off. And so this winter I want to be able to push snow a little farther away from the house with the tractor. So with some of the extra dirt that we had from the garden dirt we ordered, I took several loader buckets full and filled this in, raked it, and now it looks pretty decent. It's a lot more level than it was. These orange stakes in the wintertime show where the driveway is when I'm pushing snow with the tractor. In the summertime, I use them to mark where there are some pretty good sized rocks, so when I'm mowing with the tractor, I won't run over it. This little area you see here where we use the Cub Cadet weed trimmer, we took it back about 3 or 4 feet, made a couple passes with that. It is a really bulky machine. We chose that rather than a weed eater because we've got a lot of trimming to do, and after I strapped on a weed eater for about 3 hours, I'd be in critical care shortly after that, and Muffin can't use it. So this is on wheels. It's a Cub Cadet ST100. We didn't get any sponsor from them, but it's just what it is. And it has string trim that's about 1/8 of an inch thick. And it really does a tremendous job taking the weeds back. Yeah, matter of fact, right there is a piece of it. And all the weeds and the bushes, it just handles it like it's nothing.
A lot of fun to use.
Yeah. And you push it like a mower, and it's got big wheels, so it's no effort at all to push it around. And it really made a difference. Like I say, you can see where it's cleared back about, some places 3, some places 4 feet. And then I come along with the tractor mowing, and it all kind of comes together.
So we just wanted to thank you for joining us on our tour around the house and the property. A lot of you had asked, what does it even look like when it's not snow on the ground? So where we're standing right now, there was probably 4 feet of snow, I would say. And that might be a low estimate, but anyway.
4 feet, oftentimes 6 to 7 feet.
Oh, in the drifts.
Yeah.
So anyway, this is what it looks like for those of you that asked, and we've enjoyed showing you the property and our new little home in Maine. So God bless you guys.